Now let's begin the conversation. When Pastor Umo Eno assumed office as the 11th governor of Akwa Ibom State, he adopted a RISE agenda as his developmental blueprints, which is a form of clarion call to his people to rise up for action. In an exclusive interview with our own Babajide Kolade Otitoju, Governor Eno said part of his Arise agenda is to align the South-South states with the government at the center, hence his decision to join the ruling All Progressives Congress APC on the 6th of June 2025. The governor also told Babajide how he has kept his relationships with his predecessors in office remain cordial. Now let's share the interview with you.
This is a special interview with the governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Umo Eno. Pastor Umo Eno has been on the saddle for a little more than 2 years. Today, he has elected to field questions from TVC News on stewardship and the future. Thank you, Your Excellency, for the opportunity to speak with you today. And I've gone around a lot of your projects. I want to ask you questions about some of the things that I've seen. I also want to say that the people of Akwa Ibom have been very hospitable. They've shown so much joy about some of the projects that we've seen, but we need to still talk to you about some of those projects and where exactly you are taking the people of Akwa Ibom State. Thank you once again for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you for spending your time in Akwa Ibom to see for yourself. I appreciate your journalism that is investigative. You take your time, you know, and go around yourself. Yes. So we thank you. We welcome you to Akwa Ibom.
Thank you, sir. You have been on the saddle for a little more than 2 years. How would you describe the journey so far?
Bumpy, smooth sometimes, bumpy a few more times. But in all, we are airborne and we're cruising. Okay. That's how I describe it.
A very challenging year for many Nigerians, and I want to believe that Akwa Ibom is not left out. During this period, you lost your darling wife. How challenging has that been for you as you try to deliver on the dividends of democracy that you promised the people?
Honestly, sometimes when we talk about my wife, I can't ever describe it. It's something that it's going to be with me eternally until I meet with her in heaven, because I know that's where she is. But it's painful because this is a woman who has been with me through the struggles of life, 40 years. She campaigned all through this stage with me. And God took us here by the grace of God, support of Akwa Ibom people, and the support of my predecessor. But not long after, she took ill and passed. It's hurting. It will continue to hurt. But I know the things we had walked through. She was part of the Arise Agenda program. We agreed on the things how we're going to serve the people. And I feel the least I can do is to honor her memory by doing the things we had agreed we were going to do. So even in her passing, it energizes me to continue to do the work. In the last 1 year that she had gone to glory, I don't believe there's been a gap in governance of the state. Is it painful? Yes. You don't have time to mourn her. You don't have, but there are moments you break down your own. You look back. There are times you come back and feel you don't even have someone to talk with. And that's where the Holy Spirit comes in, and you thank God for the gift of the Holy Spirit that is not just a comforter, but a counselor. So it has helped me this far. But I will always cherish her memories and the good things she had, the legacy she's left behind. We do the best we can to protect those legacies and continue on furthering the cause of championing the cause of those things she has lived for. I think that's it.
As part of, as a component of the Arise agenda, I can see, having moved around, your interest in taking care of the elderly, the vulnerable. I've seen the center that you are building for the elderly people. And you have also put women in charge. The PAMSEC is a woman, the project advisor is a woman, the commissioner for human affairs is a woman. Does this have anything to do with what your wife stood for?
A lot, my brother. She was actually, the Elderly Senior Citizen Center was her idea. And she borrowed it from the First Lady of the Nation, Her Excellency Senator Oluremi Tinubu. You know, she launched this elderly initiative and brought the elders together and sent money from Abuja for them. Okay. So we had to domesticate that program in Akwa Ibom. And every month, our office, the office of the First Lady of Akwa Ibom, will work with they have a coordinator. Now humanitarian affairs have come in to handle that with the office. We bring in 600 elderly people from the 31 local government areas of the state, and we make sure we look at their health needs. We provide health insurance for them. We get doctors to see them, and we give them 50,000 naira every month, add with foodstuff and all of that.
Yes.
And so at the point she said, look, why don't we have a special home, a special facility to take care of these elderly, a recreational center where they can go, something exclusive to them. And so she started out partnering with the delivery advisor today, Dr. Itawan, who runs a similar home in the United States. Yeah. And so together they brought that idea and crystallized it. We had laid that foundation while she was here with us. And so it's what she had always wanted, the elderly, the less privileged, the indigent people. Oh, that was our area. Don't forget, that's been who we are. We pastor a church. We've pastored a church together in the last 26 years, 25 as at the time she left. Yeah. And you know, when you run a church, my church that I pastor is not in Uyo, even though we have branches in Uyo, but we started out in Eket, in a community. So local community, you find people, you know, you have to take care of all of these people. You sit hours counseling, so you can connect emotionally with all of these people. So it's yes, she started it, but again, it's part of the legacies I'm talking about. Yes. We have to pull through and make sure that it sees the light of day. We're almost commissioning now. I'm sure you were there.
Yes. When we look back at Nigerian political history, many times we read about frosty relationship between governors and their predecessors. So I want to ask you this question. What is your relationship with your predecessor, like your immediate predecessor? And tied to that is, of course, your relationship with the Senate president, who is not known to be really chummy with your immediate past relationship. Are you balancing a solid relationship with both men?
Wisdom, Bible says, is profitable to direct. So we thank God for wisdom. You need wisdom. Two of them the Senate President, my boss, they are past governors of the state. They've contributed their quota in Akwa Ibom. And like I will say, my immediate predecessor is my political father. The Senate President is my political grandfather. So what is supposed to be the role of a son, if assuming but not conceding that there's a frosty relationship between them, what is supposed to be the role of a son? A good son is to try and calm both parties, bring peace, you know, and you don't take sides. It's like a wife and a husband having issues and a child jumps in and takes sides. When the parents settle the issue, the child will be in trouble. But to the glory of God, we have, we're working with both of them. My boss, immediate past governor, the Kinodom Emmanuel, easygoing person, nice, you know, and it doesn't bring pressure on me on anything. We've had that. And the Senate President also, when I moved over to APC, you saw that he came personally, handed the structure of the party to me. We've worked very harmoniously. I respect him and protect his interests because he's a Senate President, a former governor, you know, a three citizen of the nation. It will do the state no good in any way if we pitch tent against each other, you know. And so wisdom demands that you are able to manage all of this. Simple humility. What do these people really want at this stage, in my opinion? You can't give them money. They need simple courtesies and respect. You talk with them, you check things out with them, you connect with them. And I believe they are human beings. They will see your sincerity. And so far, it's been so good. I don't honestly have any problem with either my predecessor or the Senate President. Like you saw on the 26th, the Senate President was there with his wife and left an event he would have attended. This shows we try to run an Akwa Ibom that is united. And our slogan now in Akwa Ibom is Akwa Ibom United. We need to understand that our people will benefit more if the leaders unite. But and in that, we have put a lot of people out of work because you are not leaving room for cracks, people to peddle rumor and, oh, you said this, you said that. We unite, we discuss the progress of Akwa Ibom State. And for the Senate President, to be honest, Akwa Ibom has never had a Senate President. And if God in his infinite mercy is giving us a Senate President today as the number 3 citizen, as a sitting governor, it will be foolhardy for me to work against him. It is only good we rally support for him. So, because I know that there at the top, he has much work to do. Yes. So he shouldn't be bothered and looking behind how is he safe at home. And, you know, let's support him and let him keep flying the flag of Akwa Ibom State. That is my position, and that's my conviction.
At the time the governor of Delta State defected to the APC, he came with his immediate, the immediate past governor. So many of us thought that would happen in your case, that you will be coming into the party with a man who facilitated your emergence as governor. What happened along the way? Was that not what you also wanted to see?
You know, every Delta State is not Akwa Ibom. To be honest, I believe that we should treat each case on its merit. People are wired differently. Yes, I would have loved my boss. Once a boss will always be your boss. And I would have loved him to come with me into the APC. But he also has a choice, and you must respect his choice. But he didn't stop me from moving. I consulted with him like I did with every other person. And he said, well, if that's what God has laid in your heart to do, and he won't stop me. He will support it. So I visited with him, a few of us went to see him, and we had a long discussion, and not once, not twice. But he says, look, let me watch how you'll be received and treated. You know, so I think Dr. Emmanuel is a wise man, a strategic thinker. That's all the birds don't move from the tree branch at the same time. So let's respect his decision, and we continue to pray. But the state is at peace.
Yes.
We see each other, we talk with each other, we compare notes. And he knows why I had to move. I made it very clear to him. And I've never hidden that conviction that I have, that I had to move. And I consulted with the Akwa Ibom people that it was important we moved. 2 reasons. I believe that the president is doing a very good job. I believe that Akwa Ibom has benefited under this presidency. We have had funds to execute all the projects you've seen.
Yes.
They are ambitious projects, and we've not had to borrow. And then this president took over a very battered economy. 2 years down the line, the economy is stabilizing. And so I'm convinced personally that I need to support a man like that. Secondly, the Senate president, like I said initially, yes, is the number 3 citizen of this country. How would it sound that God has given us a number 3 citizen and his state is in the opposition? How do we coordinate to bring things back home? Politics is about interest, about dividend for your people. And it was Abiola that said that one finger cannot bring lice out of the head. You have to use 2. So I believe that we need to work with him so that the things we can't do locally, or if we need to push anything, he's there for us. We can talk with him. We can collaborate together. And again, he should be sure that he's not having issues back home while he's in Abuja. Yeah. And then we are not frittering the state's resources in fighting senseless battles. The money we should be using in doing projects, welfare of the people, welfare of civil servants, paying pensions and gratuities. I'll be using the money to be pursuing very senseless issues. So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And even for me, as a pastor, the Bible says you should follow peace with all men. So what will I be preaching? It's not until you stand behind the pulpit to preach a sermon. People want to see you live that sermon. So you must find a way to live peacefully with everyone. It's a fact of life. There's really nothing, my brother, to struggle for.
Yes.
We are here for 4 years. God gives you another opportunity. 8 years, you are out. And that time, even the 8 years is very short.
Yes.
To do. So why spend part of it pursuing senseless issues? And every day you don't meet what you are supposed to do, you lose that day. And you can't regain it. There's nothing you can do to regain it, you know. So for me, I think it makes sense to have a conviction, to pursue the conviction, and to let your people have peace. What the people want to see is development. Yes. What the people want to see is their welfare. And like I said, I've said in a few interviews that no political party determines who you are. You are who you are in spite of political party. You have, so even if you are in this party or that party, you will still be the same person you were wired to be. In this case, it is most expedient for us in Akwa Ibom to work with the Senate President, and to support the President. That's my conviction.
Okay, sir. It is an open secret that both Senate President Gosul Akpabio and the immediate past governor are not chummy. Many people expect you in your position as a pastor and as governor of the state to be able to reconcile both men. How much effort have you made to ensure that both of them are singing from the same hymnal?
I think they are. I think they are. If you have followed the trajectory, I was in PDP when the distinguished Senate President emerged as the Senate President. Yeah. I flew to Abuja then as a PDP governor to congratulate him and started working with him. We've been through, even the president of the nation had given me access, and we have sat, 3 of us. My boss, the Senate President, the President, 4 of us, in a room, courtesy of the President. And all matters were resolved. And everybody shook hands. That was the day we led Akwa Ibom stakeholders to pay courtesy visits on the President. The President spent almost 2 hours that day resolving and bringing everybody together. And I cannot thank the President enough. That was courtesy of the legwork we've done. And I knew that it's only the President that can intervene in the matter. And I did just that. Like I said, I'm a son to one, I'm a grandson to the other. Both of them are important to me. I cannot jettison one for the other. Both of them are important to Akwa Ibom people. They've contributed their quota, and I believe we'll continue to walk the talk. I don't see any big difference between them. And whatever it is, Bible says in the process of time, things will normalize, and they are already normalizing.
You talk about political structure a number of times, I mean, in your conversations with the people. What exactly are we talking about here, and why have you decided to keep talking about this political structure thing?
Okay, the political structure, you see, people, not journalists like you, because you are an investigator. You know, a lot of people now, because of the advent of social media, they've become emergency journalists. So they pick on everything. The structure I am talking about is not a political structure as in party. I told you that when I crossed to the APC, the distinguished Senate President handed over the structure of the party in the state to me as the governor. So that's not in contention. No, what I was referring to, the people I was, see, when I'm a governor or anyone makes a speech, people know. You see, we had a time when a lot of people want structures. It's a youth structure. The national youth structure, youth council, a lot of my aides were like wanting to hijack the structure. They will bring their person. They were struggling among themselves who they will support, whether is it for the chairmanship position. And I said to them, this structure of the youth you people are all fighting for is not your structure. It is a structure to help the state government to reach out to the youth. So if my appointee wants to bring chairman, wants to bring this, then I felt, and I asked, what do you need the structure for? You're an appointee anyway. So if you are fighting for structure, you are not contesting an election, except you have an ulterior motive. The youth structure at the federal level is with the federal government, the Honorable Minister for Youth, that helps and mobilize youth for progress and to support the government. So at the state level, the governor should be interested in who becomes the chairman of the youth council, and not my aides, not my subordinates. I think that's what I was referring to. But unfortunately, a lot of people have jumped, and I keep laughing. Oh, he's talking about party structure. The party structure is intact. The party structure is what I inherited. I have not changed anything because I don't see a need to. You know, they were elected at the Congress, and they are doing well. So why would you say it has nothing to do with that? We're just, you know, in the local politics, there are lots of things. Everybody wants to feel they can hold something, so they can use it to as a bargaining chip with the governor, use it to control the governor. I see that as witchcraft. Nobody can use anything to control me. You know, it's just let's do the work and let's allow peace to reign. By the time a man you appointed as your aide is now the one to go and sponsor chairman of youth council, then you begin to ask the guy, I mean, are you really aiding me? Or you are against me? I think that's the point I made.
I get the point. How has your integration into the APC gone? And the second side of that question is, over the years, the people of Akwa Ibom State have been fed a diet of PDP politics. How convinced are you that your new party will be able to win the next elections, especially the governorship and the presidential election, in a state where the PDP had always been the king?
I agree with you, the PDP has been here, but you also understand that, I've told you before, people look for what a government has brought to the table in their own. So it's whether you're in PDP or APC, I've said it, no party makes any leader. Thankfully, PDP brought me here. But you also know that in the journey of life, what brought you here may not take you forward. So you have, politics itself is very dynamic.
Yes.
And as a leader, you must understand that dynamic nature of politics and lead your people. That's why I took time to consult, explained to our people why we need to move at this point. Nothing against the PDP. And a lot of them I consulted were my people in PDP. And they saw the need. That's why you had, out of 31 local government chairmen, 30 came with me. Out of 26 House of Assembly members, 24 came with me. Out of 10 members of the House of Representatives, 10 came with me. Already in the National Assembly, the Senate President was already in APC. The 2 senators were in PDP. They all came with me. And so that shows you already that there is a mass movement. We are now deepening it. We are doing an APC party register review. We are working with the grassroots. The women, next month, they will start going around to sensitize women. But the truth is, no, it is not about party that puts food on the table. So it's, if we have moved and they see dividend of democracy, they get their welfare right. We are paying gratuity, we are paying pensions, we are doing compassionate homes, we are building hospitals, we are building schools, we are trying to move the state towards self-sustainability in tourism, we are building an airport, we are doing the runway, we are developing conference center. That is not funded by any party. And you are not doing it because the party gave you a manifesto. It's not a party manifesto. It is what you yourself. We run on the Arise agenda, and it is the blueprint for governance today in the state. It's not a party blueprint. So the people understand this well enough that this is leadership. They gave me the privilege to be their servant at this time, and that privilege also includes the ability to see ahead and take decisions that will further benefit the people. I believe that's what leadership is all about. So for me, it is experience for us. It is beneficial for us to be at the center at this time and to support this president at this time so that we can all together have the benefits of democracy. When we were in PDP, I dare ask, I want to see one PDP project that the government of PDP at the center at that time did in Akwa Ibom. One, I want to see. None. So it's not about when I appreciate, and don't get me wrong, I appreciate the fact that PDP has always been here. I will never run the party. It's like running down your mother that gave birth to you because you are now exposed. But what I'm saying is that there is a time you need to move. There's a time there's supposed to be a realignment for the greater good of the people. And that's what we have done. And that's what we have done, rather.
Okay, so are you convinced that if elections were to take place today, your new party would be able to win the governorship election, you'll be re-elected, and the president will also be elected in these states?
By the grace of God, yes. God owns power. And I'm a firm believer in that. Power belongs absolutely to God. So I won't sit and boast.
Okay.
But for the work we've done to date, you have interacted with the people yourself.
Yes.
So, and you feel their pulse. And for what we have done, the work we have done, the service we've given to the people, I believe that if election is conducted today, APC will win for the president, APC will win for the governorship, APC will win for the Senate president, and indeed all the positions that APC will fill. I believe that. Like I told you, look at how the movement has been done. If you have 24 out of 26 members of the House of Assembly, you have 30 out of 31 local government chairmen in moving with you. Who are the people to campaign? Are they not these people? They all have communities. They have followership. So where will the rest come from? The House of Assembly, National Assembly members, they all moved. Are they not going to campaign with their people? You can already answer that question yourself. Not that you won't have pockets of opposition. I mean, they will always be there, but to have the majority, I think we will.
Now, Akwa Ibom State has a very high youth population, and the jobs are not readily there, especially white-collar jobs. What are you doing to ramp up industrialization, stimulate the economy of the state, and get a lot more of our young people employed?
There are many factors about industrialization, and I think we'll need a whole day to talk about it. The government is not really supposed to get involved in industrialization. Government is supposed to create a conducive environment for industries to thrive. And today we're just getting back. The whole economy went down. So we're just getting back up, and power is a key thing. And we just held the Power Summit. We're on our way to providing power 24/7. There were other factors, foreign exchange factors, which is stabilizing now. But what I believe we can do to engage our youths is skill acquisition.
Yeah.
We must ram up the middle class. There's the gap between the rich and the poor has been so wide because the middle class was no more there. We will bring in foreigners to do tiling for us, to do mason for us, to do plumbing for us. So what the state has done is to try and create that middle class by encouraging skill acquisition. We have a skill acquisition center, the Dakada Skill Acquisition Center that was started by my predecessor, and we took it over, opened it up, and we're training people. They have courses, and as they come, we send them to Ibom Leadership and Entrepreneurial Development Center to teach them entrepreneurship. And when they finish, we encourage them with starter packs, and they can start their own little businesses. When, after the recession, the global recession, after the end of the Second World War, it was not the big industries that started. It was, Europe just started building these small SMEs. What we need in this country today is to encourage small, medium enterprises to thrive. And that's what we are doing in Akwa Ibom State. This year, I guess, we've identified businesses, and we gave out 10,000 equipments to support those businesses. We've given out 2 billion naira grants to support businesses. We partnered with BOI with another 2 billion, that's 4 billion. We've supported farmers, we've supported traders, 2 billion naira grant across the entire state. So we need to stimulate this local economy. It is only when you finish doing that and people can at least put food on their table, and then you now begin to look at the big picture. The state has an industrial park, and what we're doing with the industrial park, my greatest challenge now is to get power there. And we're already partnering with some investors that will power up that industrial park. Once you power, you have 24/7 power in the industrial park, and you create that environment, lower some conditionalities. Industries will come by themselves. And already from the last Power Summit, we have had not less than 5 that have shown interest. They want to have space in the industrial park, and then that will grow. When we came in, remember that where the economy was, you couldn't have started with industries. You won't survive. Industries were already folding up and leaving Nigeria. So what you need to do is to at least start with something that will put food on the table of the people. Entrepreneurship, skills acquisition, and then you are able to help your farmers get seedlings. You are able to help your traders. You are able to help your people, you know, with the small, because they employ 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's, you pick here and there. Yeah. Today, then, of course, there's massive construction right now in Akwa Ibom. Roads are there. Then we have over close to 50 projects that is going on simultaneously in the state, thanks to the president, who has made funding available. We have over 500 housing projects in the state. So these people that have skills can work there. And you can also have even your engineers, all of them can, each of those sites, the Arise Resort, for example, engages 1,800 to work on that resort. Check our convention center, check the hotel we're building, check the Arise shopping city and other projects that were, look at the medical corridor, you know. So Akwa Ibom is a construction site. Our young people can get job, you know, and that's what we keep encouraging them so that they can take their destiny in their hands. Yeah. What I beg our young people and appeal to them is that please, let's leave this sense of entitlement that government will come and be sharing money. We're not a capitalist country. We can do it as palliative, but it's not sustainable. It can never be sustainable. You can't be bringing money and then you start sharing. You take this, you take... No, but even God says, I will bless the work of your hands. So if I get up in the morning, go to work, I'm working right now. Today is a Sunday. Yes. You are interviewing me, I'm working. And then I'm not just sitting down. And then some people will sit down and want to be big boys. And you want to drive There's nothing wrong about driving a good car, living in a good house. Please don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is that you need to work for these things. There is dignity in labor itself. And in Akwa Ibom, today, there is job enough for our youths to do, and then we continue to support them. And whatever we're doing in terms of palliative remains palliative. They cannot be sustained on a long-term basis. Okay. And even if we sustain, sir, you are here, you travel all the way, you've been working in the last 1 week. So if you make your money, you will know that it is from your sweat.
Yes.
You will not go and sit down in one beer parlor and just squander the thing. Yeah. But money that people give to you as an entitlement, you think it's going to keep coming. And that's what I'm saying, that no, we can't continue like this. Yes. It's not a fair thing to do. Let our people get busy, and we're encouraging them, we're talking with them. And our youths are really, really rising up to it. We have the statistics, we have the numbers, and that shows that there is improvement.
Let's talk about health, Your Excellency. When you decided to declare a state of emergency in the health sector, many across our country were surprised because they've always felt that Akwa Ibom was much better in terms of provision of health services than so many states in our country. You have 468 primary health centers. You have 43 general hospitals. That is much better than what we have in many states in our country. What did you see that led you to declare a state of emergency in the health sector? Or were things way better than Nigerians knew? What prompted you to take that decision?
Thank you. The decision is not because we don't have facility or infrastructure. Largely, we don't have the human capital. And it's not an Akwa Ibom problem, it's a Nigerian problem. You all know about the popular Japa syndrome. Most of our health workers finish, and then they just leave the shores of the country. And so over time, you have had the death of human capital. And so governments, we have health facilities, and I've been to some of them. But unfortunately, we don't have enough manpower. So we need to face that squarely. Otherwise, you just have nothing but a building. No matter how wonderful a health facility is, you don't have human beings to run them. And you just don't wake up and become a health worker. It takes training. So what have we done? We've declared state of emergency in our health sector to be able to ram up the human capital that we need, doctors, nurses, other medical people. So what is the first thing to close this gap? A lot of people are retired from civil service in the last few years, so we have said, okay, those that are retired and are still strong, let's bring them back. Those ones are not likely to want to jackpot immediately, or they are retired. So, but if they are still strong, there are people you call retired but not tired. Yes. To bring them back on a special scale, let them be hired, let them work, so as to begin to close that gap. But while we're doing that, we're also opening up our School of Health Technology, School of Nursing and Midwifery, School of all of that, and see how we can bring in new intakes. And from the time we bring them in, we put them on a special scale. That is, they are already staff of government. That's to also encourage them, because it must be, you must lower some, you must give them some incentives that will make them stay. So we bring them in, then see how we have opened up. I had earlier approved that we engage 1,000 health workers. We met at the State Executive Council and said, let's increase it to 2,000.
Okay.
so they can come on board. We are prepared to discuss their welfare, look at training for those who want to go for specialized courses. But, like they say in this advert, terms and conditions apply.
Yes.
If we have to train you with government funds, we will expect that you sign a bond with the state government, that when you come back, you put in a certain number of years to be able to train other people, yes, or also put in that service. So that we don't just finish training you and then you're gone. Then we start all over again. All of these arrangements is what I believe. It takes about, for a nurse, it takes about 3 years, yeah, minimum to turn. So we feel that if this retirees come in, they close the gap, while these new ones come, and there can be a systematic transfer. Then we are recruiting 2,000. We look at their welfare and make it encouraging. You know, how much is a doctor earning in Akwa Ibom? How much is a doctor earning around the South-South? How much is a doctor earning at the federal? What can we do? Can we provide them with allowances or something to make it attractive for them to stay in the States?
I came to know how the crazy idea of turning 40-meter gullies into a potentially successful tourist site.
Well, that's 70 hectares, really.
40-meter deep gullies.
40-meter deep, yeah. You see, again, you must creativity. Bible says, does any lack wisdom?
How did the idea come? They do.
I tell you, wisdom comes from God, idea comes from God, inspiration comes from God. And that's why, for me, I believe you can't take away the God factor in leadership. You can't. When I resumed office, you need to see the first day. They can show you the tape I went there. It was deep and advancing aggressively, taking over 4 streets. Attack this government house we are sitting,
yes,
all enveloped by that gully erosion. This government house would have been gone. What successive previous governments were doing was just manage it. And I said, look, we can't continue like this. We come, we put money here, maybe 2 years, 1 year, it goes again. So let's do a holistic approach here. And rather than continue to cry, oh, to the federal government, then we're even in opposition. So, I mean, that's why I'm saying that when we say we cross,
there's a limit to which you can.
There's a limit to which you can have access to these things. So when people say these things, oh, what? Well, I don't know. But whatever will make governance easy for me to serve my people, that's what I stand for. So we looked at it and said, we have to stop this thing. Let's have a holistic approach rather than just come here and do some remedial work from time to time. Houses were going. People were dying. And then we just called in a contractor, sat and they did a design, first to reclaim the gully erosion site. And so we approved that and we said, look, why would I reclaim all of this and leave it fallow? Because then you claim it, you don't occupy it, criminals, all manner of people will cultists, everybody will take over the place. So, and at the time, we're looking for a land to build a park for children. Because in the whole of the state, we didn't have any children's park. Wow. During holidays, our children go to Port Harcourt, go to Abuja, or go to Lagos, and some that couldn't afford it. When you go back to school and they ask you, how did you spend your holiday? Nothing. They've never seen a merry-go-round before except on TV. They've never had. So I said, look, this is 70 hectares we have reclaimed. Let's put the park here. And then you have the park there. You have a 9-hole golf course. You have children's arcade. You have swimming pool. You have football field. You have all of that. You have a floating bar. You have apartments. We're going to put hotel. You have a conference facility. It's an audacious project for me.
Yes.
And we're almost getting to completion now.
Yes. We can't wait to see it come to fruition. Your Excellency, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
Thank you for the work.
Very nice conversation we've had here.
Thank you,
sir. Thank you so much.
Well done for this interview. But in one sentence, how will you describe Governor Umo Eno?
Well, I don't know him enough. I was meeting him for the first time. But the way he spoke, he came across like a decent man, willing to say the truth. For example, when he talked about getting the president to broker peace between
himself, the predecessor?
Between Senate President Akwa Ibom and his immediate predecessor. You can see that the president did his best, but they are not there yet. So he found a way to explain what happened. And I think generally, I enjoyed myself. We didn't have to shout at each other, because that way I won't get as much information from him. I didn't tell him to shut up. He didn't have to tell me to shut up.
Then.
And it went well. So I really had a nice time.
Very beautiful one. Good job. And that's it on Journalist Hangout today. Join us tomorrow for another episode of the program. You can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode tonight at 11. Join us on Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. for Journalist Hangout on Sunday. We are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I'm Benga. Oresha, goodbye for now, and God bless Nigeria.